Thank you. All right, I can see Umana here. Umana is active. Umana, welcome. Good to see you, and I'm so happy that you've mute your mic, which is something that is very very professional to do. Okay, very quickly, what I wanted to say is I really need to answer questions. Like there is really no one side to do this, but if you can give me questions, you can give me problems to solve, then I can be able to help. I thrive more on questions and I thrive more on solving problems. So I could stay here and say what I have to say, but if it doesn't really relate, because I have to now bring it down to how it relates to your business. You see, the concept of what I want to share today, which is the concept of branding, to an extent is very, very elaborate. It's elaborate. I could say, okay, branding could apply to a company that is worth over 300 million naira. Understand? And they'll be saying things like stocks and shares and bonds like that, and it could throw you off. So that's for a bigger level. So for a smaller level, you need to be able to ask me questions. Then I'll be able to now bring it down. But my goal is to teach this lesson and bring this lesson in a way that it is very, very relatable to someone, even someone a 4-year-old child or a baby. So I'm going to reveal to you some of the things that you need to know as the course of this class proceeds. So very quickly, I want to welcome everyone on board, and I want to thank you for joining us, and we're going to make progress. We're going to make progress at scale. So the first thing I want to say is that just hold your pen, and as you're having that light bulb inspiration inside of you, as you're having that idea, because that's the benefit. So you're having that idea as it drops in, you just quickly pen it down, and I'm sure that that could be a take home for you. But most importantly, question. So now, before I proceed, do you have any expectation of what you want to learn in this class? All right, the floor is now open. Let me hear from you. Your expectations of what you want to learn.
Okay, I just came in now, so I didn't really hear what you said previously.
Okay, the idea is, are you currently running a business?
I'm currently running a fish farm business.
Wow, fish
I
farm.
started since last, yes, fish farm business. Partnering with my colleague, we expanded the business to some extent. He's doing the drying of the fish while I'm doing the rearing of the fish.
Wow, wow. Has there been any challenge you face? What are your challenges so far?
Okay, my challenges is how to market the product.
Wow.
Because right now we don't really have a market. A few people we have, the winning price the product is not really profitable to us.
Jude, can you listen to that? Someone here is actually having a challenge of finding his market. With that now, I am clear. Okay, so when I'm teaching, I can now know how to address that issue very clearly. So what I'm doing right now, I'm writing it down, and I'll come back to that issue that you're having a challenge finding the market. Okay, finding the right market. Okay, reaching your market, and part of the things that you're asking for was what Jude spotted out yesterday, and on how to find your market. Okay, and he said something about identifying the gaps. Okay, he said that maybe in the course of you carrying out your business, what other challenge is your business creating? Now, it's not that your business is a troublemaker. It's not your business is not a troublemaker. It's like, just take a look at the industry. That business that you're trying to do, maybe you can look for someone who is someone just joined us. Please, can you just mute your mic? Thank you very much. I said that what you do your industry, okay, you look at other people that are doing the fish farming, or so to say, and you ask, what other challenge is fish farming creating? So you listen to what your customers are saying. Maybe they say, I have issues like going to this farm. I wish they could bring it back. They could deliver, they could give me free delivery and stuff like that. Those are the things that you look out for and say, okay, that becomes your added advantage when you can actually solve that problem. And if you look at it, don't allow any big organization to intimidate you. Even if a organization is saying, okay, I'm making a turnover of over a 1 million naira, don't allow them to intimidate you. The idea that if you look closely, they have loopholes that other people are not paying attention, which customers are complaining about. And if you position yourself towards that loophole and you say, okay, I want to solve that gap exactly, it is your market, because you will now look at, oh, I think I can solve it. Or you can say, okay, let me go and see if I can brainstorm on this solution. So you bring together your team, you bring together your friends, and say, can we create a solution around this thing? And I'm telling you, if you're successful, because it's not a one-way thing, if you're successful, you'll be shocked that that also becomes your unique selling point. That becomes your own unique market. That becomes your own unique monopoly. Are you hearing me? So I believe that this thing I'm saying now is something that Jude will throw more light on it. So maybe on the other hand, you can sign up for, just reach out to him. I'm not really in the context of maybe signing up for a class, but for the course that he was talking about yesterday, the idea is that it is very, very structured to give you listening to. I was a broke guy. I was a broke guy. Like, I shared this story yesterday, and it's very, very true. Like, till today, I still owe my gratitude to Jude. The first time I met him, I was still in college, and I met him and I told him, guy, this is what I'm experiencing. And I shared that story with him. And guess what he told me? He now took me through a 3-day class. He knew that he could help. He took me through a 3-day class, and at the end of that 3 days, I walked out of that class the next day making my first 15K. He's not one big guy, but like, for example, he just had to do it. And that's the cause that he's now bringing in, because he's talking about much more productivity than the other one. So I just want you to just reach out to him, Whatever he tells you to do, you just try as much as possible to do it. So for other people that you have questions, you can type your questions anyway. You type your questions, you can even write it down. My boss is coming online. I just messaged him. He said he's coming online. So ask questions. You want to hit the market, you want to now to advertise, you want to make sales, you want to grow your business and all those. Please bring the question. If you don't tell us what your problem is, we cannot solve it. Remember the blind guy that met Jesus? He said, what do you have me do? It's not just an empty classroom that you're coming to. It's only we are pouring out information. No, it's like a workshop. So open your mind, you're going to learn, but pen down your questions. All right? Okay, thank you very much. So very quickly, we'll be moving, and I'll try as much as possible to see how I can explain when necessary so you can understand. Today, we're going to be looking at how to run and grow a profitable online business, but our core focus is starting. The masterclass that Jude is going to be handling will cover running. Some part of this course also covers running, and I think further on engagement, because host is coming in. We talked with him at scale, and he was looking at making sure that this classroom continues and this learning continues, where we are going to be bringing expert entrepreneurs to come and also give you some consultation tips, and that aspect would be in the growing of your business. So just stick around. Ignition Point is here to stay, and we are here to help you. So very quickly, we're looking at online branding fundamentals, and we're going to be looking at marketing platforms dynamics. So what is online branding? Why is it necessary? Is it the grammar? What am I trying to say? So you could just follow through the process. So just ask questions and I'll be there to help. So very quickly, I just want to introduce myself to you. For most of you who don't really know who I am, My name is Ibrahim Steve, and I'm the lead designer at Eureka Labs. Currently, I'm the co-founder of Pura Designs. I'm a trainer with Growth Tribe Africa for the Google Digital Skills Program. We got some certifications and we're still making progress. It's a very great program, and I will encourage you to sign up if you want to grow in digital. You want to start a career in digital. Of course, the pandemic is really causing a lot of disruption, and very soon the world is going to be moving at great speed, and only people that are positioning themselves right now are the people that are going to be ahead, and other people will be trying to play catch up. So I'm also the brand consultant, Office of the First Lady, Ekiti State. Now, I don't want to bore you about a whole lot of things. I've had some achievements, but this is not what I want to really talk about. My goal is to also help other people improve their businesses as well as improve their lives, because if they can improve their lives, I think we'll make a better human family. So very quickly, now, this happened about in the 80s, kind of, and this was the news headline. So this is a true story that happens. And the news headline read, US economy loses steam. This was a shock. It looks like what is happening right now. Everything is crashing. That. Everything is going out of control. But while everything is, look at the next slide. Apple's profit surges sixfold. So while every other business going down, even the state government was out of control, someone else's business was scaling. And I can tell you that it is possible for you in the course of this classroom. So how do you do that? How was it possible that while every other person was failing, while every other person couldn't really hold, every other person was complaining, and there was everything chaotic going on, some other person's business was scaling? What was the secret? And that secret is what I'm going to share with you. And I took time. Listen, please follow me. I didn't just come with because I want to waste my time. If I wanted to waste my time, I wouldn't be here. So anytime that I have opportunities to offer value, and like I said, it's not even me. I had to reach out to someone who is of a more credible status and background in the person of my boss to also grace this class so as to answer very critical questions. So Apple's profit surges sixfold. What did they do? People had to interview him and ask him certain questions. And I realized that there was a core, and that core was the core of branding. And it's a big grammar right now, because branding is not the logo. Branding is not certain things that you think is not the aesthetics. What is branding? That is what we're going to find out as to the core that has made Apple to be a transgenerational company. So after Steve Jobs, Apple is still scaling. And that principle is what I'm going to share with you. And if you engage with it, definitely you'll be seeing how your business will be a high flying business. So this is the reality. And it's possible. It happened then and it's happening now again. And I'm trying to point your eye towards it. Now, today we have about a few years ago, we had few businesses come up. You know, if you take in the 80s, in the 90s, early 2000s, few businesses were coming up. And it wasn't much. Someone can easily find you and something like that. How about today? Thousands of business, millions of businesses. And today people are playing on the global space. How is it easy for you? How can you stand out? It's so noisy. The noise level is very, very high. How can you stand out? That's the question. The competition is very, very high. It seems overwhelming. Someone will be scared. But this is how it is. Before now, very few businesses, but now this is what everybody is competing against. So let's move to the next slide. And then there are so many marketing platforms, so many communication channels. So everything is now very overwhelming. You're trying to reach out to this customer, you're trying to reach out, you will just lose out of it. It's very distracting. How can you still stay a profitable business? How can you still stay relevant? How can you still know what you're doing and be able to achieve the success you're looking for? Things have increased, things have changed, technology has moved very, very fast, and you seem to be losing out. But then I'm also assuring you that it is not that true. After the end of this class, you'll be learning a lot that will help you to position yourself. So many marketing and media channels. So how can you stand out? What is going to make you unique? What is going to make you different? Because there's so much noise. And there are certain things, there are certain attributes that are going to make you stand out. And that is what I'm going to share with you. So when you look at all these things, you ask yourself, is it really possible to get to the goal that you're looking for? Is it really possible? And the answer is yes. From this class, it's really yes. So the idea is this. I'm going to be sharing with you tools to optimize your business. So you can write it down, some certain tools to optimize your business. From here, you can see mobile marketing. You see email marketing. You see multimedia marketing. You see content creation. You see affiliate marketing. You see all these things. Part of it is what Jude and I are currently doing. You see all of us we are in this space together. So let me tell you something here. Mobile device is one of the best assets you can ever have. Some of you think is until you have a laptop, your mobile device is one of the best assets you can ever have. And those tools and those strategies and all these things is what we'll likely share in the course of all this training or all this session that we're going to hold. You can see that at the core of that, you see the mindset. The growth to every success is what? The mindset, mind shift. Your kind of it is very true that anybody that you're knowing today that is successful is because they know something that you do not know. They know something that you do not know. It's just aware of certain things. They have informations that are not available to you. They have been able to strengthen themselves in certain areas. And can I show you something? Everybody came to this world naked. Nobody was born with, I came with an asset and that's how I made my first 1 million. We all came naked. So how is it that most people are successful that are more successful than other people? That is just the mentality which you work on. You work on that capacity to be able to understand and to be able to now deploy. Number one is to understand and to deploy. Now, if you see at the foundation of this chart, what's the foundation there? Branding. Branding is the very foundation. You know that I said something about Steve Jobs, and I said that before they started out of business, and they brought in Steve Jobs back. Now, can I shock you? If I have opportunity, I'll play the video. Steve Jobs spent 8 years focusing on branding, brand differentiation. He focused 8 years on how to build his business to, as in, outlive him, how to build a business that will be a lasting legacy, on how to be successful in his business. The idea is, if you don't invest in knowledge or invest in information, it can't change. It can't change. It cannot change. Lots of things are changing. He had to study one of the brands that he had to bring in experts to come and help him, but not the experts that really did it. He read a book before he called the expert. And the things that the experts wrote in that book, right now the book is free, and I'm going to recommend the book for you to read at the end of this class. He read that book, and that book transformed the whole of what we call Apple today from just a single book. Well, that book would have not been it, but that book helped to harness and make things work. You need to dedicate yourself to marketing and branding is. And then he had to also do a case study on Nike, because Nike at that time was successful. So also looking at other people in your industry, what are they doing that is making them succeed could even be a solution to you, may not even be this class. But this class is still one of those things that will trigger you, that will get you into action, that will give you that spark in your head, give you that idea on what to do. Like I said, keep writing, know what to do, write out the point. Okay, I'm going to go this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to focus on this, I'm going to focus on this. And it would really, really help you go forward. So we're getting to the basics now. If this was the thing that made Steve Jobs stand out, then what is branding? That's why we said fundamentals. These Ripple Studios, I think, is one of the brands that exists right here, and they are amazing people in terms of, I'm not trying to sell them, but they are currently, and it's an amazing audio studio. So if you want to have something to do with them, for most of you, they could help you do amazing stuff. So what is branding? Is it the logo that you can see here? We don't know. We'll get finding out. So what is a brand? Write it down. A brand is a person's gut feeling about a product, service, or company. You can't control the process, but you can influence it. It's a person's what? Gut feeling. Is a person's, that's the person is vouching for. Say, because of this, I so much believe. Is a person's belief about what your product can do for him or her. I say, I'm buying this thing because at the end of it, buying this thing, this is what this product will do for me. So the person has so much belief that your business actually solves a problem for him or her. So it is that gut belief, that in-depth belief on a product or a service is what we call what? Branding. He said you cannot control the process, but you can influence it by doing what? Offering valuable, result-oriented product and service. So when they go back, they talk about it. It may look like it's one person that you're influencing, but it looks like an hourglass. Maybe it's one person that you're influencing, but that one person that you're influencing turns around to be what? Your publisher. Turns around to be what? The person that is the catalyst, and now talks, makes word of mouth about your brand, and you get involved into whatever you're looking for. You get the growth that you're looking for from one person, the next person, the next person, the next person. So it's a person's belief. So you have to work on that belief about your product, your service. It's even what? A promise to fulfill a need. It's a promise. Because you're promising this person that your business, maybe your fish farm, this is what it does, and you sell the benefits, you sell the value. This is what it does to so and so to your body. This is what it helps you achieve. Because you've been able to mention that, and you also ensure that that is what you do. That is what you stick to. That is what makes you a very strong brand. It's a person's innate belief about your product. A promise that you make. For example, now if you look at Globalcom promise you humongous data. They not promise you speed. They promised you what? Humongous data. And have they kept to that promise? Of course. So you have 10 gig for 200 naira, and unfortunately, you might not be able to use it. But that's just it. But make a promise and make sure that for you to be a sustainable and a profitable and a very, very solid brand, you need to make sure you keep to that promise, you keep to that expectation, you keep on helping your customers achieve and solve better problems. So it is also the art of differentiation. I think I added this. Branding is the art of differentiation. Like I showed you that the number of businesses that have increased in this our day and time are so much. By the time you walk from your house, let me say the street of your house, you remember 5 years ago there was only one shop in that your street. The next thing, you now have up to about 3, 5, 6 shops that have sprung up. So you now see that everything is now depreciating. So what will make someone to still pass all those shops and still come to your shop to buy? Because what? You have some art of differentiation. You can stand out from the crowd. Right now, your business might be like a grain of a needle inside a mighty bank of a seashore. For your business to stand out right now, you have to what? Be different. You have to see how you can actually identify. You can't do everything that everybody is doing and expect to succeed. No, this one is doing it. This one, no, you have to have a different way of doing it. And those are the things that we call unique selling point, unique selling proposition. This is why you are coming to patronize me. And most people, they call it onlyness. Only brand that does A, B, C. Or my brand is the only brand that does dash. And I'll tell you what mine is. My brand is the only design company that focuses on helping you build a profitable business. That's why people come to me for design. That's why people come to me for consultation. Because I don't just design logos. I don't just build websites. I don't just do packaging for you. I'm also concerned about you growing building a profitable business. So you can say, okay, for your fish farm, my brand is the only fish farm that offers you dash. That is what we call what? Differentiation. So you can write that down. I don't know if you can still talk with me so that I can help you throughout the process. So let's make progress. Okay, so this is how branding works. Consider this conversation with someone, and the conversation is the guy is trying to like talk to the girl, and he's saying something like, "I'm really a great lover." That process is what we call what? That process is what we call what? Marketing. Good. Marketing. You can see it very well. So when you're trying to pitch to the person and you say, this is what I do, that's what we call marketing. The next process is the guy still now says, "I'm really a great lover," but now says it over a social media platform. That is what we call what? Social media marketing. I'm teaching you marketing fundamentals as well. So you understand when you say, this one is a social media marketer. He's not doing direct marketing. What he's doing is now using a platform to now convey. That's why you say when someone now uses over email, now say this person is now an email marketer. You're trying to communicate value. You're trying to communicate to an end user or your customer. That is what we call what, in this case, social media marketing. So you have to look out for some of the channels and that you're comfortable with. That's just it. But today I'll be showing you some of those channels, and I think mine was a little bit of a practical class. I'll try to just do a few tips and bits. So if we can't really finish up, I think what I'll do is I'll now set up maybe tomorrow I'll do it and we'll see how it goes, because we need to get this thing to the very foundation. So when someone else comes to say, "Trust me, he's really a great lover," that is what we call what? Public relation. Your sales assistant, your sales expert, that's what they do. They do the public relations of helping you talk to your customers. It's still work in progress, right? Let me show you another one. If someone like this comes, "Trust me, he's really a great lover," that's what we call what? Influencer marketing. I don't know if I'm communicating, if you guys are really learning one or two things on how everything works. What if someone now comes and says, "I'm really a great lover, I'm really a great lover, I'm really great lover," says it in an obnoxious way, you're not comfortable with it. That is what we call advertising. That's what they do on TV commercials, but that's not still the core of what you're looking for. So when the person now says, "I'm really a great lover," goes ahead of it, proves it, uses emotions, uses everything, it's now very, very tangible that the person can actually feel it. That aspect, for me, is what I come in to say one step closer. It's graphics design, where you design, you prototype, you design the space for your customers to come in. You now design platforms. You now design the customer experience. You now design the consumer behavior. You now begin to put all this in place. You go extra miles to prove that you really care in actions. Are you getting me? The person now starts building up belief towards you and now says, I now understand that you're really a great lover. Now, when the person is now the one now saying it back to you, it is what we call what? Branding. You can remember my first case that I said that it is no longer what you say it is. It is now what they say it is. Power is now in the hands of the customer. You can't force it on them, but you can influence the process by impacting their lives, actually going out there and say, just solving problems they care about, being there for them. See, I understand that this is the challenge you have, and I'm positioning myself to help you solve it, and I'll go all in to just make sure that you have the best solution possible. I think that's what we call branding. So again, it is not what you say it is what they say it is. That is branding. Once you are able to influence the process where you now say, I believe, they now have a very strong testimonial. One of my friends, very quick story, one of my friends was talking to me one day and with me. He sells shoes. So I talked with him and I was like, I told him, can you just it's your shoe industry solving? And he had a real hard time communicating with me what problem his shoe industry was solving. I said, no, until you know what it is. I know it's elegant, I know it's class, but it has not really hit like. So the idea is that sometimes you can say, okay, let someone else give a testimonial. You can listen to the testimonial. That's why people do social listening. Sometimes you cannot really identify, but just listen to the testimonial about people. This or this thing, when I ate it. Oh, this your shoe. When I wore it, you know, see, my shoe business is the only shoe business that give you easy, flexi. I don't know, but comfort. You talk things around comfort. My fish farm is the only fish farm that you put in the benefits that makes you unique. So it is not what you say it is, because you might think, but keep engaging, keep giving them the solution. It is now what it will now be that they will now be able. For example, Starbucks. Someone went to Starbucks. I just watched one commercial. Report. Yeah, someone went to Starbucks, and maybe Starbucks did not know, but he said that Starbucks. He treated it that Starbucks is the only place you can go where people will listen. I don't know whether you understand what Starbucks is. Starbucks is like a coffee shop. So maybe every other person, when they go, in fact, it's like they want to dictate to you, they know everything. But these people, maybe for that day, so now Starbucks now adopted it. I don't know whether it's true to you today. Starbucks now adopted it and said, we are the only coffee shop that listens to your needs. And they make this thing in a way that it resonates with. That's just it. Okay, so let's make progress. Let's make whooping progress. I hope you're following me. Please, if you're following me, just unmute your mic and just tell me that you're following me. Let me just hear you.
Yeah, I'm following.
Okay, please take note as you're going on because it's very, very. Boy, are you following me?
Yes, I'm with you.
Okay, Jude.
Yes, I'm with you, sir.
Jude, are you following me?
Okay.
Jude?
I'm with you, sir. If I'm not with you, where would I be?
Okay.
I'm with you, sir.
All right.
If I'm not with you, where would I be?
Okay, so let's look at this. So if you look at this thing right here, you see that these are all the aspects of branding that we have. These are all the aspects of branding. We have number one, we have the graphics is still one side of it, customer experience still one side of it, staff, product, logo, packaging, signage, decoration. But there is one core aspect of branding that people don't focus on, which I'm going to tell you, which is I like to build it from the foundation up. Some of that time I might be talking about logo. Some of that time I might be talking about customer experience. Some other time I might be talking about your product, your website. Some other time I might be talking about creating compelling and engaging graphics that when someone sees it, are you following me? Now, the next one is, this is what I want to focus on, messaging. Now, what is brand messaging and how to connect with your target audience? You were talking about market. I think this is also one part of it that will enable you to connect with your market. Is the process of communicating the needs of your target audience in a way that resonates with them for repeated patronage. You communicate what they need, what they want, the solution that they're looking for, in a way that resonates with them for what? Patronage. So if you don't find it out, and then you now look out for the platform, are you getting me? Because now the next thing is now traffic sources. They said, who is it that light a candle? And you put it under a bush. Your business is a candle. You have to make sure that your businesses strive through visibility. So, but then you have to identify the needs. What is the thing that they're looking for? That's why I was telling you that the first thing that you do, if you attended yesterday's class, he talked about what? The gaps, the challenge, the needs. You know, say, I know that, for example, true story, most of the people that come to me for logo, and in fact, I'm not jittery about that anymore. People come to me for a website. When they come, they tell me, since you did this my website for me, I know how one sell. I did it for the second class. Since you did this my website for me, I know how one sell, and I activated all the things. That is why I now had to look into it, and I saw that I was into the service business. That's just build the website from the way they train you and all those. But no, I now started looking at what actually makes a website sell, what actually makes this. And I realized the structure, systems. And nowadays, when someone is coming to me, I can tell you, look, what do you want to achieve? Is it the website, or you want to build your business, or you want to grow your business? And they tell me, I want to grow my business. And when I put out the structure and finish, or sometimes I cannot do it, I now recommend the person, because it's not something I can do on my own. Sometimes I now bring my team on board and I call some of my colleagues and I say, this person is really looking for this solution. Can we brainstorm on a solution for the person? And it works. So many of them that have signed up, they have seen tremendous results. So let's make progress. So forms of messaging. Number one, you have the verbal and you have the visual. They work hand in hand. So as you're communicating, just like the person was saying, are you really a great lover? You also have to show it what? Visual, because pictures speak faster than words. What did I say? Pictures speak faster than words. You go through your social media. Please, you go through your Facebook. When you go through your Facebook, this is what you do. You keep scrolling until you see something that compels your attention. Then you stop. You come back and you check it. What was that? It was a visual, a video, an infographics, a single graphics that just caught your attention. So you mix it with verbal and then you mix it with what? Visual. That's how to achieve an effective messaging, reaching out to your customers at the click of a button. So now the next one, this is an example of brand messaging. It says, if you think you can do it, you can. So Katri Williams, we all know her. Most of us know her. Most of us don't know her. I worked on the brand. I worked on the logo. I worked on the messaging. And I had to ask her what her business was about. And I didn't just stop in crafting the logo. Like I said, it is an example of it. I didn't just stop in crafting. I had to tell her, this is the way you would effectively communicate to your customers. She's a human resource expert talking about productivity, high-level performance, and all those kind of things. So she tries to position herself as a business that fulfills what kind of needs? High performance, capacity development, HR trainings, and all those kind of things. And she is encouraging her team, encouraging her people that I am very sure that if you think you can do it, you can, with the right expertise, with us partnering with you, it is very possible for you to reach that peak level success they're looking for. And she reaches out there and this thing gets her the kind of conversion. People call in, people make requirements, she's speaking here and there and all those kind of things. This was how I did it. What do? You don't just say it like every other person. You need to identify the needs. If I tell you now, this is not my class, because I can't really do everything for you. We are partnering. So when you want to identify the market, I think the person that you see is Jude, which is online, and he's really here to help. Please don't really distance yourself. Get involved. Call him. Speak with him. Reach out to him, and I believe that he's going to help you. This is another one. Setting goal is the first step in turning the invisible into the visible. Setting goal is the first step in turning the invisible into the visible. What she helps you do is she helps you to turn all those your dreams, all those your imaginations, all those your visions into tangible physical forms, results. She's result driven. And those are the kind of solutions. So if you always have these ideas, it's just circling over your head, and you want someone to come and make it something tangible, she's the person to call. So she tells you that every other person will talk it, or she will follow you through the process till it becomes what? Visible results. I'm showing you so that you ask yourself the question, what are they really looking for? Pay attention and you'll find out. So let's look at this classwork very quickly. Come bring on your sheet and let's look at it. So creating a brand message that works. How do you create a brand message that works? You capture and address, number one, their needs, solution you offer. What did I say? Good. The solution you offer. So it comes together. So what are their needs? So what is the solution that you're offering? But you have to identify what? The needs first. Then you now say, I am now providing 1, 2, 3, put it all package solution that solves A, B, C, or all package solution that solve this. And then you now address their limiting beliefs. Are you worried about this? Have you been in this kind of situation before? Is this a challenge to you? Have you been someone like most of us? People think that it's just normal, one of those things that will collect your money. Well, as you can see right here in this class, I'm not selling anything. But for people that say that, maybe they don't really know. But I believe that someone like us, we have been able to address that. Even in this stuff, we are not among the people that just talk. We are among the people that actually deliver results. We are result-oriented people. And we're not forcing you to buy our programs. We're not forcing you to do anything. You understand what I'm saying? So that's just it. Already, like I won't want to, but we are actually doing very fine. If I want to mention the organization that is we are being paid by, it will shock you. And we are not in need of anything. Those people understand our relevance, they understand our value, and they hire us. So that's just it. But some people, because someone has duped them before, for example, I remember this story, limiting beliefs. I want to tell you this story very quickly as you just listen. Very quick story. So just pay attention so that you understand what the story is like. Number one is about last year, I guess, last year or last 2 years, an organization called me and they told me to design a logo for them. You know, I'm a graphic designer, I'm a visual design expert. So I'm into that space of identity, design, branding. Like right now, I just had a message, someone just messaging me and says that I should come and help them do some brand identity work. I've been having a lot of calls this period, and yet people are saying sales are not moving, but someone is really calling me and asking me, okay, want to move our business from point A to point B to point C, and all this kind of thing. So that's the main reason why I'm encouraging you people, because a whole lot of things are going to shift. And I'm telling you that technology is no longer that kind of thing that you say you need to learn how to use it to grow your business. No, our modern world, you have to be technologically inclined to be able to scale your business. You have to know how the industry works. Or you contract someone that helps you fuel those things, because your customers are on all those platforms. And you will need technology to be able to manage them. For example, if 100 people are calling you at the same time, how would you manage them? How would you manage your inventory? So for my limiting beliefs, I met them and they called they wanted a logo and identity design. And I'll show you at the end of this class. So when they called me, I was like, this is how much I charge. They say, we can't pay you that. And they totally sliced my fee by, maybe I will just say that they gave me transportation, just transfer money to just go, because that's what that money was for, in a sense. But one of the things that they did was that they told me that for all the designers that came, they had paid maybe an average of 6,000, and they called almost like five. I was the sixth person that they called. So you can imagine someone paying 5,000, 5,000, 5,000 across how many people? How much is that? So by the time I came in, and the person was like, I don't say this is my first time, and I don't know how it's going to be, but I also believe that it's about building relationships. So I didn't look at the money, I did it, and I delivered on the project. They called me in, and those people gave me my first speaking engagement. They gave me a very large, I'm telling you, the benefits that came from that job was fabulous. They had launched me. It's just that, but their limiting beliefs was that I was like every other person that is coming to ask for maybe a whooping 100,000, and I couldn't even deliver on the objectives of what they were looking for. So you need to pay attention to that. If they say, we can't buy the product, go ahead and ask them. Go ahead and just ask them, okay, what do you think has been your challenge not buying online so far? You say, because I've been scammed. Can I shock you? That those are the things that Jumia is leveraging on? Those are the things that Alibaba is leveraging on? Those are the things that Amazon is leveraging on? Those are the things that brands like Toyota is leveraging on? They say, when I buy your product, it's not working. Those are the things that people are leveraging on. They say, okay, 100% warranty. If it doesn't work, come back. We'll give you you can carry the system, or you take with the money. One of my friends talked to me about a story that he had with Amazon. He said that he had bought something from Amazon, so the thing didn't deliver on time. So he called Amazon and said that it's about 2 weeks now that he had not gotten the product. Amazon quickly built the product again, and they sent it to him. He didn't have to pay another money. And after about a week later, that his product came by. He now called Amazon and said, it has arrived though. They said, no, take it, dash it to people that you want to have. That's just our customer. So Amazon now, limited, we are not like every other person that you think, okay, when you're buying online, you're not safe. Even PayPal now proves that buying online, they say, people will take my BVN, people will take my list. They now prove and tell you it's highly secure. You are 100% secure. You're this thing. Those are addressing limiting beliefs. When I eat this or this thing, it's doing me. You now address it. We are the only brand that we are green, we are focused on human-centric health, or human well-being, or your personal well-being. So you understand what I'm saying? So that's just it. So let's make progress. So as I quickly look forward to wrap up, and then you have what we call brand stands. So what are brand stands? Brand stand is when I talk about brand stands, the secret of brand stand is just what impact does your business have globally? As in, what impact does your business have in terms of human lives? What will it be if your business is taken out from the society? What would be missing if your brand was not in existence? That's the question. What would be missing? This is a classwork. You can write it down. What would be missing? What is that core? What is that problem that your business is solving? Do you know that when Samsung realized the business of their brand stand, Samsung's business skyrocketed? When Apple realized what their brand stand, that they were not about the specs. They were just about supporting people, creators, to do better creativity, to go out of their mind. So they promised you that they are in support of you, and they will give you the best of equipment to make that work, not the specs. You want to use, that's why they bring people together to develop products, develop services for them that, are not available on other platforms. So people keep on using. So those are brand stands. And right now, I'm going to show you how to create a customer persona template. So first of all, like you said, you weren't able to identify who your market is. Sometimes you have to start with a prototype. You can say, okay, what is the demographics of the people that I'm selling to that have high buying or purchase power? You now take a look at what are their needs. Are they concerned about healthy meals? Like this guy now, he prototype. He's concerned about healthy meals. He wants to things that are nutritious. He's concerned about living longer. His lifestyle, he's busy, he's unemployed, he's cost conscious. You can see, and he wants ease of access. So if I'm positioning myself, I position myself that my business will offer free delivery. So this is a video, and I want you to watch this video very, very well. I don't know if it's possible. I just want you to watch this video so that you can understand how someone is positioning their business in a way that it says, if my brand is missing, this is what is also missing. This is a gap it is creating in the world at large. So stay tuned as I show you this video.
Welcome to Kitten College, Institute of Feline Education with a rich history. A place for learning, where students from all around the world can come to enrich their minds. We're at the forefront of learning in fields like string theory, linguistics, archaeology, and literature. We have cats that excel academically, athletically, and artistically. At Kitten College, we nurture our students' natural curiosity, teaching them to think outside of the box, and sometimes inside of it too. The transition into academic life can be tough, especially in the first few weeks. Through it all, we try to nurture them and provide a safe environment, healthy, nutritious whiskers food, and plenty of creative outlets. Most importantly, we try to expand their minds, introducing them to new experiences and new friends. We have a singular purpose: to develop today's kittens into tomorrow's cats. Cats that the college and society can be proud of.
All right, this is the end of the video. I don't know. Do you understand what is really going on? Should I explain what is going on? Can I mute your mic? Should I explain what is really going on there?
I guess you should explain it.
Okay.
Explain it, Steve. Explain it.
Okay. I'm going to do just that. Okay. So the idea of Kitten College is still that brand stance. They are trying to explain this, that they have, because Americans kind of, they are in love. We're not like this side where most of us are really afraid of having pets. So Americans are pet friendly. So the idea of Kitten College is that, the psychology of dogs and all those kind of things is a little bit better. So how about people that want to have cats, but then they're also looking at cats to function at, a little bit intelligent and all those kind. So the idea of what they are selling is that we have cats or we have kittens that, they are in terms of intelligence, capacity, and all those kind of, that they train their cats so that they can be able to attend, do something. Is because they pre-train their cat. They're not just giving you one dummy cat like that. Cats that you can interact with, cats that you can, engage with, because people want to have, like, what the pet does is, the pet is more like, it kind of replaces that friendship for all those kind of people that want their own privacy and stuff like that. So what they do is, their added advantage is that we take time to train cats that understands humans and what people do, so that when you go out of the house is still in order, something I can interact with, and at least it will be a little bit sharp for you to just play with and all those kinds. So you tell kitten, sit down, kitten, sit down. You now keep kitten like this, kitten now understands, and all those kind of things. So their added advantage is to offer free trained cats into the market, which other people are not doing. So they take time, take a look at your hospitality and all those kind of things, and then you can actually interact with. Because then, they also, it can cover a long way, even to maybe security purposes. You can say, okay, people are conscious of dog, and they now release the cat that is going to do all those kind of things. So what they offer is what pre-trained cats. That's what they have. That's why they call kitten college. So people like, I need a cat with this kind of, there are people that have those kind of taste buds. So that is what their brand, that is their brand. If you take them out, then you're missing out on what we call trained cats. Because before now, you just go and buy, in fact, you guys that are here, before now, you just go and buy a dog. Who pre-trains your dog for you? So the added advantage that they offer is that, or their unique selling proposition, and that is what they seek to achieve. I don't know whether you understand the story.
Sure, I do. Amazing story.
Okay, I'm going to play maybe one more for you so that you can understand. Maybe this one will be a little bit something that you can understand. I'm going to share it for this class. So this is another brand stand video, so you can watch it. So Pampers Love the Change campaign is another brand stand, and the idea of Pampers Love the Change was more about they are now bringing, fathers are now more involved in child caring, child raising. They allow that because fathers before now, they were afraid of poo-poo. Understand? So what Pampers is actually saying that we're a brand that supports, a better communion between the wife and the husband to be able to take care of children. So that's what they are standing for there. So they bring in more fathers. Fathers can now, that's why they say love the change. Mothers can now, Jude knows that now we now have maternity leave in Russia, I guess. Jude, can you comment to that? So in maternity leave in Russia, what do you think will be happening? Fathers are now involved. So the changes actually, they're saying love the change, love the fact that fathers and mothers love it. So if mothers are now going to patronize Pampers, they'll patronize Pampers for the fact that it is also allowing fathers to get involved in the consciousness of child wearing and child caring and all those kind of things. So what would be missing? You just look out for it. What would be missing if your brand did not exist? What will actually be missing if your brand did not exist? And those are the things that you focus on. I don't know if you have questions. Okay, this time is open for questions. So just ask me any questions and I'll be able to attend to you. Okay, the idea is if you have any questions better on concerning this, how to craft a message, how to craft your brand message, how to identify your customers' needs and all these kind of things, you can actually reach out to us and we can help you. If you're also looking at utilizing small tools and stuff like that, you can also reach out to us. Then tools. I'm going to show you some of the small tools that you can use to create your. People talk about Canva. Canva is one of them. I'm going to show you one of the platforms that I use to create designs. I show some of my students, they use to create designs and videos for their businesses as well, so that they can communicate their brand messaging effectively.